Gareth, fantastic congratulations on this honour from the Football Writers Association. See an amazing array of previous winners, some of the greats of the game, but you're very keen to stress it's not just about you.
No, absolutely. I think when you're involved as a manager, you're relying on having players that can do the job on the pitch. The team that work with you, the support team around you is hugely important, and I have a great coaching staff with me. I have a very good support team around that. You know, the enjoyment and the improvement that we showed in the summer was because of all of those people. So I was the one that had the fortune to lead it and the privilege to lead it. I think it's important to acknowledge everybody's role in that, and also, you know, tribute sounds a bit final. You know, we've a lot of work ahead of us and a lot of improvement that we believe we can make. So it's lovely to be recognised. Equally, I'm looking forward to the end of patting ourselves on the back for last summer and moving forward.
But just going back to last summer, I mean, it wasn't just about what the team achieved on the field. There was a huge amount off it. In a time of some division in the country, there seemed to be a love for the England team once again. That must have been hugely satisfying for you.
I think it's been the most pleasurable thing coming back, because people stop you in the street from all sections of society, and that's hugely rewarding to know that we made a difference to how people felt, that people did connect back with the team. We knew there had been a disconnect, but I never believed that when people said they didn't care about international football, I didn't believe that was the case. I just felt people had been hurt over a period of time. So for us to play in a way that engaged people and that people enjoyed watching us work, as you say, at a difficult time for us as a country, was hugely important.
Of course, now going forward, you qualified for the Nations League, which is really important, wasn't it, to end the year on a high and to have something to look forward to this summer. How important can that tournament be as another step and another learning process for this young team and you?
Yeah, well, it's already been very important for us because you know, one of the questions we had to answer coming on the back of the World Cup was could we start to win against the top ranked teams, and we started to do that. You know, Spain undefeated for such a long period of time, and with a really young team, we went there and got the win, and then to beat Croatia, come through a really tense match that meant we go to another semi-final. They're big matches that our players need to be involved in, that will give us confidence moving forward. And we now have another summer to look forward to where people have got the chance to get behind the team and see us in big games that really count.
And it's a young team largely, isn't it? They're growing and developing in international football and domestically. I mean, Harry Winks scored today, that must have pleased you as well. Do you think they're going to be better come this summer?
Yeah, I think the players are improving. The team have evolved and improved, I think, since the end of the summer. The challenge is that we don't have the players now for 4 months, so we've got to get them back into the groove of playing with us as quickly as possible. But every other team has that same challenge, and I think the players understand very clearly how we want to play, the culture around the team, and we have really good competition for places because some of the young players that are coming through are really exciting as well. So it is a hugely exciting period for English football.
And obviously, as well as that, there's the under-21s coming up in the summer. Is that something you'll be watching with a close eye, looking at the emerging players as well?
Yeah, definitely. There is some of that squad who have been with us, have had some game time with us. We work very closely across all of the junior teams, and it's important that we know exactly where the next group of players are coming from, and that will be a really good tournament for them. You know, it's tough to qualify for, and it's tough to progress through to the semi-finals of that tournament. Only the group winners guaranteed to go through. So that jeopardy for them and that performing under pressure is a really good building block to being involved with the seniors.
We're seeing increasingly young players going abroad to get more first-team experience. Jadon Sancho obviously has been a fantastic success. Is that something that's quite encouraging for you in the sense that it's giving the young players you want to use some serious game time?
Well, I think Jadon and Reece Nelson are the two obvious ones who've trodden that path. There are some other young players who have done that and haven't yet appeared in first team football. But I think it's good that the opportunity is there. I think young people now in our country are less restricted in their decision making. I think that they don't view travelling the world in the way that maybe we did when we were younger, and they're more secure in themselves, and they're ready to go if it gives them an opportunity to play. And I think for all young players, I've talked about this a lot, that opportunity to play first team football is really important.
One young player here who's been given a bit of perhaps a bit more opportunity to play where he likes to play is Marcus Rashford. He's really in a rich vein of form. Is that very encouraging for you as well? Yeah,
I mean we it's not a surprise for us. Marcus is a player that we know is a really exciting talent, and he already at the age of 21 has a phenomenal goals record and has had a big impact and a lot of big match experience already. So it's great to see him enjoying his football and maturing and playing with confidence. And I'm sure that Manchester United and England are going to benefit from Marcus's performances for a long time to come.
And a quick word on Harry Kane, because he's your captain, your leader, your top scorer. Injured at the moment again, unfortunately, but you'd hope to see him back as soon as possible. Will you be in contact with him, monitoring his progress?
Yeah, I've already had contact with him. I'm due to speak with him this week as well. So, it's a disappointment for any player to miss any matches, and Harry especially wants to be available for every game and having the opportunity to score in every game. And he's of course such an important player for his club as well. So, but knowing his mindset, he'll be. There'll be a calendar on the wall, and he'll be making sure he gets back ahead of where people are predicting he could be back. So the break won't do him any harm. He'll be fresh for it. He'll be back to form for Tottenham, I'm certain, and hopefully in time for our games in March as well.
Just quickly, I know from talking to Harry and Dele as well, and some of the other England lads, you had this boot camp down in Dorset, I think, wasn't it, in pre-World Cup. How important was that, just to take the players a little bit out of their comfort zone and give them something a bit different? Because they all loved the experience, it sounds.
Yeah, well, they tell. That's the story they tell, so that's good. But I think, we wanted to do something different. I've got some really good people who work with the team and who come up with lots of ideas, and we've tried to think outside the box in terms of what might challenge the players and what might bring them together. And a lot of the current squad were with us then, and a lot of the new ones haven't had that experience. But I think anything that challenges people, puts them out of their comfort zone, gives them opportunities to show leadership. When you're working with the Marines, you're working with an elite group, and you can see the culture that they have and their dependency on each other for survival, and the consequences of failure for them are so much higher than for us. So I think that gave everybody a context to what we do, and it's one of a number of things I think that have helped bring the team closer together.
And just finally, how much has your life changed in the last year? Can you still go out for a quiet meal, or is it completely changed?
Yeah, things need a bit more planning. I think when you become the England manager, then that changes your life anyway. And there's obviously a lot more attention on you when you go out. And then after the summer, that definitely went to another level. And my own space is important for me. I'm fortunate that living in the north, you get left on your own. They don't let you get too carried away with yourself. So that gives me a nice balance of people who come up and chat and are really complimentary about what we've done, which is fantastic. But also, I hope I'm still the same person I was 30 years ago when I was coming through at Crystal Palace, and I think people understand that. So it's lovely to be recognised, but also we're looking at what's the next challenge now for the team. And as a coaching team especially, we're always looking at how we can get better.
Fantastic. Thanks, Gary.
Okay. Congratulations. Thank you.